Hello YouTube, how's everyone going? So today we are looking at checking out the 3 UTC matches in Osiris League Season 6. Now let's have a look at what matches do we have in store. So if you check the title, you'll see that we are looking at watching this match. Prestige Worldwide versus Phoenix VN. So that's 2.2 bill versus 1.7 bill. It does look like both teams are somewhat equally powered, I would say. The 3 UTC matches, to be honest, they're not like the best matches to stream, because obviously there's a bit of a preference for the later on matches, but we'll see how that match kind of goes. So how long have we got? We got about 5 minutes left before we can log in. So at the same time, maybe let's have a look at whether there's any other matches that we can watch if this one doesn't go that well. So 3 UTC, let's see what have we got. Maybe under recommended. So this is the match we are watching at 9 UTC. Cruel Wolves versus 97 BD. They look pretty decently matched as well. And then nothing recommended in Horus at 3 UTC. 3 UTC definitely is not a popular time. Anubis got a match. The first recommended match is at 9 UTC. Okay, well, there's a few here under Bastard, so we are looking at this match, but then just so that we know, there are a couple of matches that we can kind of zoom around and see how they're going, and this is not that great, to be honest. So we got 2.7 versus 1.1, and we got 2.6 versus 1, so they're probably going to be less interesting to watch, but then we'll probably try streaming this one and see how it kind of goes. All right, so we still got 4 minutes. Is there anything else I can do in the meantime? Maybe do some research. We're trying to get to the 6th March, and we're going to do a video about it once we get to the 6th March, as in under the new Crystal Tech, how to get there. But for now, let's just keep our workers busy since we got a few minutes left. Scouting, it's a pain. We just gotta do it still. And it helps. Long way to go. Because we are not in a rush, we're trying to get all the helps that we can before we speed up. But then, yeah, I think that's all I can do at the moment. Farmers are out and everything as well. Let's go back to the Osiris League screen. Let's have a look at our opponents for tonight as well. So we are facing Art of War. So we are 5 billion and this is 2 billion. So this is not going to be that challenging a match, I'm pretty sure. 1234, and they didn't register all the people. So that's only 24 people. Okay. So this is going to be one of those matches where we may struggle to get the 10k we need for the gold heads, like as in the regular people plus the backup and everything. Not gonna be easy. And let's have a look at, since we got like a minute left still, let's look at the schedule and see how our group kind of looks like. So we won one, we're playing the second one. By the way, guys, this is 15 UTC. That's why we're not doing 15 UTC coverage, because we're playing our own match. And yeah, this kind of looks alright, as in, like, we really shouldn't struggle, obviously, to get out of the group, and then we'll take it from there. Now, one of the matches that I was looking forward to is I think it's the 13 UTC match. That's the one where Mimi is playing. Mimi seems to be one of the big powerhouses for this Osiris League. So we're definitely going to check out one of their matches. So we checked out, what's it called? The JST match. And we wanted to watch one OV and maybe one V as well, maybe. But then the matches they have today, most of them are playing either very late or against opponents where, you know, you don't kind of get a feel of their strategy. With JST, at least we did get a feel of their strategy, which was good. I think this is where we were bested, recommended, right? That's where our match comes up. Yep. Bested and recommended. All right, guys, we got 1 minute left to go. And let's get in and see how the match goes. So the reason why we kind of thought we check out some of these early matches as well, it's to do with, I think we get a feel of how the newer realms are playing, what type of commanders they're using, and even if you're not a top team, then how do you go about, I guess, playing Ark? So for newer players, the 3 UTC matches are pretty good. Get a sense of what's happening because we can talk about more things, a little less action. But then the reason why we check out the JST OV and 1V and all those big team early matches is to get a feel of their strategy. How seriously do they take these group stages? I mean, I'm sure they can win and pass, but then, you know, how they rotate their players, what kind of strategies do they use? So the strategies the big teams use in group stages are probably easier to follow for newer players, or I guess newer teams going into Osiris League. Ooh, so we can get in. Bested, recommended. Is this the one? Yes, we are. Let's get in. All right, we're in the match now. So on the left hand side we got PW67, on the right hand side we got PV34. Let's look at the combatant list for PW67. They're from Kingdom 2267 and they do have a full list of players. They have a decent amount of backups as well. On the right hand side in red we got PV34 from Kingdom 2234. Now they listed 2 players less, or at least in the alliance at the moment they got 2 players less, but they have the backups. You're looking at the key combatants. And the match has about a minute left to start. We're looking at key combatants from each side. They're the players that got the, you know, bigger scores, I guess, in few different areas in the last match. So we got people putting in. Let's get a sense of how many people are putting in which side. I don't think this is... Oh, it doesn't look that great. I don't think they're gonna... PW67 is gonna fill up. It doesn't look like it's a full match. How about the right hand side? They got people putting in, but then there's a lot of people that are not gonna join the match. So then if we don't have a full team on either side, then what are we getting a sense of then from this match? Why are we even watching it? Well, firstly, if it's not a full match, if it's not an interesting match, then we're probably not going to watch the whole match. That's the first thing. The second thing is, even if it's not a full match, one of the things that I don't think serious players gets anything out of it, but then if you're a casual player, what you get out of it is when you're doing your regular Ark, sometimes you're doing it from the farm alliance, just with friends, maybe 10-20 people on each side. And then what do? Well, this is pretty bad. You got 15 people on one side and you got 11 on the other. This is pretty bad. This is what, like one of those Ark matches that you do in your farm alliance if you don't get a chance in the main. So let's see how that goes. We're probably gonna watch only parts of it then. All right, let's focus on the blue team. They got their T1 march coming out, but for some reason the T1 march speed seems similar to the other marches, I guess, which is kind of shocking. They got their marches coming out. Let's look at the rallies. Are they doing all the rallies? All right, so blue team has 3 rallies, red has 2. So red is only rallying their own stuff, own obelisks, and blue has rallies on one of the enemy obelisks as well. All right, the T1 is going there its way. So I think as much as this is probably going to be a short stream, we can still talk about a little bit of Ark strategies for newer players to Rise of Kingdoms or newer players to Osiris League or Ark of Osiris in general. So the objective of the match is take up as many of these buildings as you can. Each building generates points, and then you will have periodically an object generating here, which is called the Ark, and then if you get the Ark, you get few extra points from there. And there are caravans in the map you can gather from them, and you get resources as well. And then you get skills. You have skills that the R4s of the Alliance can use. You can rally the buildings, you can swarm the buildings, and in terms of skills, as you keep fighting, your teams generate skill points, and you can use those special skills. So we just saw both sides using skills that involves marching fast. Okay, so building wise, we can see one of the obelisks being taken by the blue team. The red team is a little bit slower. The red hasn't taken any of its obelisks. They have taken only one outpost. Blue, on the other hand, is faster off the track, and they have few more buildings. Especially taking the obelisk early is important, because when you take the obelisk, you can teleport there. That brings your cities from the starting zone to the match faster. Now, blue definitely has an upper hand with 4 extra players. Now, why these people are not showing up, I don't know. You get free gold sets out of it, win or lose, so why not? I mean, obviously you get more if you win, but yeah. So blue has 2 obelisks, and now red has 2 as well. But if you check the minutes, blue has done a better job in terms of taking their obelisks, so they can teleport from their starting zone these cities forward to the obelisks faster. So they will definitely have an advantage, and they get 8 teleports each at the start, so 8 each obelisk. So they got 8 people going into each obelisk, so everyone can teleport forward. Now, there should have been a rally going into one of the enemy obelisks. Let's see if we can check that out, which one was going to the enemy obelisk. This one, this rally here, Saladin. Where is Saladin going? Saladin's going for this obelisk. Now, they have a lot of red has a lot of marches here, so they should be able to take care of the rally. We'll check that out. So this is... Ooh. How did blue take this up? So red only had a T1 march, but then red didn't go in with proper marches, which is why blue has managed to take over one of the obelisks. Now, if blue keeps this, then blue has 3 obelisks. They can teleport players closer to the action, which means red doesn't get to bring their players forward as much. So this is a mess. If you lose an obelisk that early, that's definitely a mess. And you, as you just saw, you have the blue team teleporting forward. They got a few guys there that teleported. I think some of the guys may be waiting to teleport here if they can keep it. Now, on top of that march going in, I think a second blue march has managed to come in, and basically that went back to the... So those guys went back to the obelisk. Now red's rally is still marching there, so it may not be possible for blue to hold on to this, but then at the same time they have delayed the red team getting here. So this is a bit of a nightmare when you're starting an Ark match if you do lose your obelisk at the start. Nope. Okay, they got an XY here, and you got a Saladin in I actually saw a Saladin getting in. Maybe keeping the Saladin as a garrison may have been a better option, but either way, it looks like it looks like blue is gonna hold on to it because the rally health is going down. See, rally on half health. These guys were a little late. Red was a little late in doing the swarm. So let's see if they can hold it only 11 seconds. 11 seconds later, you're gonna see blue city sporting here, and that would probably be the end of the match. And looking at the minimap on the right-hand side, right-hand top corner, you're probably seeing that there are more blue buildings than red. And there you go. So they held on till the building turned blue, and now you got blue cities teleporting here. So red would have no choice but to leave. So the only obelisk red is gonna have is this, and that's where they're teleporting. But this is a clear advantage. So all the buildings on the left-hand side, the blue team has an advantage in terms of keeping those buildings, generating points, and red can only start fighting this way. Now, if this happens to you in an Ark League, then the match is probably over. If this happens to you in one of those Farm Alliance 10 people matches, one of the things that you can consider, rather than trying to fight for this, you can actually consider trying to fight for this as well, like depending on where they teleport. Usually when a team takes over a forward teleport or a forward obelisk, they will teleport quite heavily here. Now what happens then is this may be neglected a little bit, so you may find it harder to take this back, but you may end up taking this. That way you're not fighting lane to lane, you're fighting side to side in a way. I don't know. All right, so this match is now completely pointless. We're probably gonna watch it till the first arc. I don't know whether even that's gonna be worth. So this is the middle fight, guys. There's a timer there, and it'll tell you there's a timer on the top left hand side as well. So both of these things kind of tell you how long till the arc spawns. So the arc is gonna spawn in 4.5 minutes, and you got players from either side kind of going to the middle. Now this is surprising that blue hasn't kind of tried to pressure it. They can take over this building as well. Each of these buildings gives a buff as well. So if you don't have the buildings, then this is a bit of a nightmare. Now I don't think I can see the buff when I'm observing, but when I'm playing the match, I can clearly see the buffs, or it could be a glitch. Oh, it's probably a glitch. So each of the buildings, as you can see, has a little bit of a buff. And then that's one other reason, other than point generation, you kind of need to hold on to the building so that you have the buffs. So in terms of a middle fight, when there is about, say, 3 minutes left, maybe is a good time to start gathering here. Some of these guys came a little early. They can afford to come a little earlier just because they have their buildings probably. Now what they're doing is they're taking a position to guard the arc from the red team. And because blue has a number advantage, if all the blue kind of engages, that's not a bad idea either. So they used war drum, hopefully here. Did they use it here? Yep, they did. Who used war drums? Oh, actually, I don't think it's blue that used it. It's red that used it, but red didn't kind of wait for all their marches to come in. So the skill may have gone a little too early. No, it's actually blue. Sorry, my bad. Blue is the one that used it. Now, blue did have all the marches there. So from their point of view, using it wasn't a bad idea. So what blue is doing now is making sure that by the time arc spawns, they have sent all the enemies back, and they can come even a little bit more forward in terms of their location, in terms of where they're positioning themselves in the middle, and that way they avoid you know, the red team. They stop the red team for even attempting to go for the arc. So that's the middle fight, guys, and the arc is gonna spawn, and someone can then grab that, like collecting a rune, and then it's not like a rune, but that's how you collect it. It takes a few seconds, and you take to one of your buildings that you are holding. I'm pretty sure I have to change the title of the video now, or the stream now, to say that early game Ark of Osiris strategies, because that's all we are looking at now. Sadly, the teams has decided not to show up. 18 versus 15. Actually, I mean, it's bad because it's 18 versus 15, but then at the same time, I think like it's not that bad in terms of matching, power matching. They got similar number of players now, but then the most costly thing was losing that obelisk at the start. If they didn't lose the obelisk at the start, they may have had a better situation. So see how many cities ported here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 cities out of the 18 is here. Now let's see how careful blue is. Are they actually keeping any cities behind? Yes, they did. So one of the mistakes that sometimes people do is they don't leave enough cities behind in those farm alliance matches, and this is exposed. But no, they left enough cities behind. What about the right hand side? Do they have enough cities? Yep, they got decent amount of cities as well. So it's going to be very hard for red to kind of take the obelisk, but then red is not doing a bad job. Because blue focused a lot in the middle, red kind of went in and red took some of the buildings. As you can see, red started generating points on those buildings, and it kind of tells you which building gives you how many points. So if you look at the altars, they're going to give you 150 points per minute. The outpost gives you 30, obelisks 20, and then Shrine of War, all the shrines give you 80. So it's not equally generated points. Now we see blue kind of going in and taking back some of the buildings. Has Ark spawned yet? 20 seconds. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. We're going to maybe see the Ark generating and the guys over here taking the Ark. And let's see what they do with the Ark. How do they capture? Where do they go? And in this beautiful background, you do see 1v last season, season 5's winner. They're mentioned there. All right, 3 seconds and someone can pick up the Ark. Usually you're going to use your cav marches. I don't know who is picking it up. So you got a half-dead Nevsky and you got a Saladin. Saladin's going to take it. Saladin got it. So go, Saladin. Saladin is going to go to the outpost, I assume. Now, one important thing sometimes people don't do is when the Ark carrier is going back, you need some of these marches to kind of guard the Ark carrier. Not that it's at risk at the moment, but just in case. And it looks like they're going to deposit into the Shrine of War. And when that Ark goes to your buildings, then you get some extra points from the Ark. And that is pretty much it. Now, amazing, the red team has managed to take over the obelisk. How that happened with 6, 7 cities here, I don't know. So that's a bit of a fail on the blue team to allow this obelisk to be taken. Now, if they can hold it for a minute and a half, which I don't think they can, if there's a rally, if there was a rally, is there a rally? Let's check. Blue team has a rally. Blue team has a rally. Where are they going? Nope, that's a rally going, I think, to the other obelisk. Yep, that rally is going to that obelisk. So blue doesn't have a rally on this obelisk. Now what that does is that gives reds a chance to come back to the match, but then other than the marches inside, they don't have any other marches around. Okay, this feature is finally working. So it wasn't working the first day when we tried to log in and see how the fighting was going. So you can see all the reports here in terms of all the fighting. So you got PW doing the rally. This was previously 9 minutes ago at the start of the match. They had a Saladin rallying on the XY Nevsky garrison, which failed. And 2 minutes ago, they took it over with a Belisarius Babers rally. Wow. Okay. No, they had Belisarius as... Sorry, my bad. They had Belisarius and Babers in garrison. And the rally was... Actually, it wasn't... Was it a rally? No, it wasn't a rally. I mean, it was a rally, sorry. And the rally was Guan and XY. Now, they got their marches back, the blue team, and they're going to swarm it back. Do they have it? Do they have it? They have it. They had it for like few seconds. So they did manage to get one city in, maybe 2 cities. Yep. So they got 2 cities in. Now, are they high-powered cities? So you got 57 and you got 64. Not necessarily high-powered cities. So the blue team can kind of swarm them down. And then looking at the points, clearly the blue team has done the job. Now there's something awkward happening here. Blue is trying to take their Ark into that building, but then red has managed to take that building over the Shrine of War, and then this Belisarius over here is doing a very good job in killing the Saladin. Now, if he kills the Saladin, he can pick up the Ark and then deposit here. That's going to be amazing. They only got like few seconds left. Now, this guy over here should have been... Oh, he went back. Why did he go back? Oh, because when he was getting attacked, he went back. Now, this Saladin over here, he should be killing the Belisarius. Why he's not doing it, I have no idea. Now, when you're carrying Ark, how is the Saladin losing to a Belisarius? Well, when you're carrying the Ark, you're slower and you're taking more damage. You have less defense and all that. Now, we have Ray of Sunshine for the blue team coming in, and he's probably going to be the savior. Now, good thought on the Belisarius. So if Belisarius wanted to pick it up, he's gonna die. I don't think he can pick it up. I don't think he should pick it up. He should just go back. Oh, actually, now that they're gonna take the building back, the smart play from the Belisarius didn't play out. But they were very close doing a sneaky pickup of the Ark and depositing. But now it's too late. So they're gonna kind of, you know, die. Now that blue has woken up, they're gonna kill it. And that's exactly what we were talking about earlier, as in when your Ark is going back, you need to be careful. You need to have a few people consciously guarding the Ark. But anyways, guys, 19 versus 15. Looking at this match, not a full match. This is what you can expect, I guess, from a group stage scenario. A lot of weaker teams and not a lot of people showing up. But this match is over, so safely we can quit this match and see, just in case, if there's any other matches that's worth watching. So let's go have a look. Osiris League. Watch. Hey, I thought in watch it should come up with whatever's on. No? Anubis, Bastard. There are a few other matches and they're going pretty much the same. So if you look at the other matches, 20,000 versus 20,000 versus 400, 3 people showed up. 22 versus 698 people show up, so we definitely picked the better match. Better is a controversial term here, but yeah, can't say good, maybe better compared to the others. So either way, we picked a decent match and we watched parts of it, maybe like a training thing for newer people getting used to Ark or getting to know about Ark. But then I don't think there's a point kind of carrying on and watching anything else. So what we will do is we'll come back at 9 UTC again, guys. Now let's check what match we are going to watch at 9 UTC. Yep, this is the match we're watching. So 9 UTC, I'll see you guys again. 2.4 bill 200C versus 2 bill 97 BD. So we're gonna check that out. So hope to see you guys there at 9 UTC. Bye for now.